The Golden Temple of Amritsar is one of the most sought-after destinations for many foreign tourists who visit India. One of the most important aspects of this temple is its mega kitchen, which feeds thousands of its visitors every day, who come from different nationalities and communities. For many documentary makers from around the world, the mega kitchen of the Golden Temple of Amritsar has been a point of great interest. But what makes me take interest in the Gurudwaras is the deep emotion, divinity, equality, and selfless contribution for humanity that surrounds them. In the northern part of India, in the land of Punjab, one can find lots of people who belong to the Sikh community. Known for their courage, kindness, and also for their sharp minds, the Sikhs of India have contributed tremendously for India and also for the countries that they migrated to. Canada, USA, UK, or other European countries. Today, Sikhs can be seen everywhere. Wherever Sikhs go, they take their mouth-watering Punjabi cuisine, their moral values, and their spirituality together with them. Today, the peaceful Sikh community of the UK is known for their tremendous social work that their Gurudwaras do for the people of Britain. In their own language, it is known as Seva, and Seva means selfless service. But before I talk more about Seva and Gurudwaras of England, let's go back in time for a short while. United Kingdom is the land which is known for its infamous colonial rule that resulted in the massacres of millions around the world. Thanks to its colonial rule, the country surprised itself and the world by reaching new heights in economy and power, and it stayed that way for some time. But it appears that the good times did not last too long for them. Today, the country is facing an exit from the European Union and is also facing many massive economic and domestic challenges. The vast majority of the people of the UK are nice and friendly people, and many of them have absolutely no idea about the brutality of the British colonial rule, thanks to their powerful domestic media, which has a strong international presence as well. The media plays an extremely crucial and clever role in order to form the desired opinions of the citizens of Britain and also of the world. And all of this is perfectly complemented by the academic institutions of Britain, which for some reasons do not teach their students much about their colonial rule and their atrocities. Shockingly, the only stories of the colonial rule which are popular among the British citizens are the ones which are told and taught to them just to self-glorify their brutal colonial rule. So unfortunately, growing up as a British citizen, one does not get enough opportunities by the media or by the academic institutions to learn deeply about the colonial rule, and that is why many British citizens have no clue of what actually happened in India, a country which was said to be the most important former colony of Britain. Today, England is a country of sharp contrast. On the one hand, one can see thousands of homeless people who are begging and roaming on the streets every day. And on the other hand, one can see the posh colleges and academic institutions where perhaps only the children of the elites can afford to study. From its posh streets, full of expensive cars like Jaguar or Range Rover, which are still proudly owned by the citizens, to the streets, which are filled with waste. Going for a drive in England can be very shocking. In England, one can see the priceless wealth that was acquired from its former colonies adding glitter to its museum galleries, and also one can see the citizens who still have to go to bed hungry. And that is why the biggest question which comes to one's mind is why there is such a wealth inequality in this country, which most of us around the world consider as a rich and a developed country. What could be the possible reasons for it? Is it because the acquired wealth was never evenly distributed? Or are there some other reasons behind it? You will be shocked to know that today, in a small country like the UK, which has a population of only around 65 million, around 8.4 million people do not have sufficient food to eat. And shockingly, this is around 13% of the entire population of the UK. Out of this 8.4 million people, 4.7 million people live in severely food insecure homes, which means that they are regularly going to bed hungry. As the UK struggles with hunger and also with wealth disparity, the Sikh Gurudwaras of the UK are a blessing for some citizens. It is important to note that these Gurudwaras are actually also a religious worship place for the very people whose ancestral land India was once colonized under the British Empire. Today, in Gurudwaras of the UK, anyone can eat a healthy full meal for free, every day and at any time of the day. And the best thing is that no one in these Gurudwaras attempts to lure any visitor to their religion or even indirectly attempts to convert anyone to their faith.
If you go to Southall, for instance, or some of the big Gurudwaras, you'll see a lot of non-Sikhs coming the street. All they do is cover their head, go and take langar and go away. Nobody asks them. And we don't have this concept of giving a chapati with one hand and a book with the other hand. Okay? So you come in, you're not under any pressure that you have to understand Sikhi or understand about the Sikhs or the Gurus. You want to take langar, you take it. You want to be part of the community taking langar, take it. And just, that is it. And when we donate money to the Gurdwara, we don't specify who should get that langar, who should not get that langar. In the Golden Temple, Sri Harmandir Sahib, the langar, 70% of the people who take langar are non-Sikhs, and nobody asks them to first go to the Harmandir Sahib. Nobody asks them to become Sikhs first. You just go in, take it. Every half an hour there's another 1,000 people eating, and if you go to on an average day, anything between 20 and 30,000 people eat. On big days, something around 50 to 60,000 people eat in Darbar Sahib every day. And as I said, the majority of them are non-Sikhs. That's the beauty of the langar, really. And wherever the Sikhs have been, go and set up a Gurdwara, they set up a langar. And it brings all of humanity into sort of one community.
Who could have thought a few decades earlier, when many Sikh families were mercilessly massacred by the colonizers British in Jallianwala Bagh of Amritsar in India, that only after a few decades these very Sikhs would be feeding the poor and hungry of their own country? Who could have thought that decades later the dharmic traditions of India would be performing selfless service in the land of their ex-colonizers without having any intention to convert or lure the vulnerable souls? The Sikhs of Britain are rising once again to the occasion and are delivering a deep message that humanity sees no background or religion, and the help must reach to the last man, even if the last man is from the land of your ex-colonizers. As it is said in their scriptures, one who works for what he eats and gives some of what he has, oh Nanak, he knows the path. See you again.